Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends. I welcome you all here as we gather to celebrate the love and commitment between Julia Carew and Thomas Miller. Today is a day of joy, love, and the promise of a future together. This is a special moment, not just for you two, but for all of us who have been fortunate enough to witness your journey together. It was not long after meeting that one summer night at Ventuno's here right on Nantucket that you knew you were meant for each other. The countless ferry trips to and from Nantucket were a sign of commitment to each other. Knowing the love that you two have for one another was worth the journey.
Oh, where do I even begin, Julia? I knew you were the one, that one fateful day we had on this island. At Saltbox, prior to us even dating, we happened to run into one of my dad's friends, and I just didn't want to introduce you as a friend. So I just said, you know what? You're my girlfriend today. And about an hour or so later, we were back at the apartments hanging out. I was about to get on my last ferry trip for that day. And you had mentioned that was the best 20 minutes of your day was being my girlfriend. And, you know, I thought right on the spot, well, you could just be my girlfriend like forever. I knew that there was always something special about you since that day. You have made me a better person. You've introduced me to sushi, which I love you even more for. After today, I can finally call you my wife and spend the rest of my life with you, continuing to make you happy as long as I live. I love you, Julia, and every single ferry ride I took over here was worth it.
Thomas, you are my heart's deepest desire and the source of my greatest joy. From the moment we met on Nantucket, I knew there was something extraordinary about you. Starting our love story long distance showed me that true love isn't defined by how often we're physically near each other, but by the strength of our commitment and the depth of our feelings. In your eyes, I see my future, and in your touch, I feel my home. Together, we had built something beautiful, a relationship filled with understanding, respect, and an unshakable love that has already stood the test of time. Thomas, you are my everything, my heart, my home, and my forever. I will love you for all the days of my life.
Julia,
Thomas,
I give you this ring as a
a
symbol of my love, with the promise to love and support you today, tomorrow, and forever.
I now pronounce you husband and wife. Thomas, you may now kiss the bride.
start by thanking everyone for being here today to celebrate Julia and Thomas's undeniable love. Please bear with me as I try to get through this because, as many of you already know, I'm talking about my best friend. From the time we were babies, Julia and I have always been joined at the hip. We grew up doing everything together, attended the same schools, and played volleyball together at Lesley University. Thomas, I hope you enjoyed growing old with her as much as I enjoyed growing up with her. Looking back, I believe the time I spent with them living on the Cape was a sign and gift from my grandfather that I prayed for. Moving in with them was the best thing that ever happened to me, and I like to think I have my grandfather to thank for that. It felt strange to be at the Cape without him and my meme after my grandfather passed, but Thomas helped fill that void. I'll always be thankful to both Julia and Thomas for helping to keep the Cape as my happy place.
So growing up as twins, we were obviously very close. It was almost like growing up with a life partner, honestly, because we did do everything together, whether it was play the same sports, have the same friends, went to the same school, went to the same camp. And then after college, we finally met Julia. And right away, I kind of knew after my first or second time meeting her, I was talking to my future sister-in-law. I just knew that she was the perfect replacement for me as his life partner. And so finally, after 28 years of it being Matthew and Thomas, that chapter is finally over and it's finally beginning of Julia and Thomas. So, cheers to Julia and Thomas.
Welcome. For those who don't know me, I am Danny, aka Dan O'Carew. On behalf of my beautiful wife, Dana and I would just like to say how incredibly grateful we are to everyone here today as we collectively celebrate this momentous day, the union of Julia and Thomas as Mr. and Mrs. Miller, and the joining of the Miller and Carew families into one big, happy, extended family. When Julia went to school in Cambridge, she asked me if I would be interested in going to see this really cool songwriter by the name of Tyrone Wells. One of our favorite Tyrone Wells songs is called Always Love You. And when Julia asked if it would be okay to dance to that, it took everything in me not to start crying on the spot. I have a little surprise though for my beautiful daughter. Instead of playing the CD of Always Love You, my gift to Jules is to have my new friend come out and sing for us. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big warm welcome to the writer and performer of this incredible song, introducing the amazingly talented Tyrone Wells to perform Always Love You for a Gad's wedding song.